Hey Boo Buddies, Anya here, and just in case you missed it, my new picture book, Beach Day, is currently available now, and for that reason I'm going to show you how I made one of the sandcastles for this book. So I've got my swatch, you can kind of see me holding it. Got my swatch that I showed you how to make in my Illustrating Book Bible series, that we have a swatch that we go for, so whenever we come back and need to make something new for the same project, we already know how we're going to mix those colors, just in case we washed our palette or lost our palette or time has passed and we need to recreate something. So so thank goodness I made a swatch, because otherwise this would have taken a lot of time, energy, and strain than it needed to. So I'm starting with the top of the castle, and I am doing all of the turrets in one level of wash and also one swipe, and you can see me going in with an eraser, just trying to lighten up some of those pencil marks so that I don't have to edit so much in the computer afterwards. So once all of the turrets are done and in a level of wash so that they're all going one direction, I'm gonna let all that dry so that we get those nice, crisp watercolor lines that happen when we let water completely dry on the paper. And then we're gonna do the base, and to really give definition that these are all the same sand, but this is not all the same level and plane of existence within that sand. I had so much fun making Beach Day and having the idea of a summertime ghost story, because I will tell you, internet friends, one of my secret pet peeves that won't be so secret after I tell you is whenever people on the internet complain that they are impatient for spooky season. And I am here to tell you that spooky season is not one season, it is a lifestyle. It is not Halloween all year, it is spooky all year. And there are ghost stories to be had at the beach and in the summer, and the only thing that is stopping you from having them is you complaining that it's not autumn and Halloween season, because you sound ridiculous. Spooky season is anytime you want to have spooky season. So that is part of the motivation of why I wanted to do a summertime story with ghosts and Black Cat. But I really also wanted to do what would happen if a ghost went to the beach. What would that be like? Would they have problems with sand getting in all the folds of their shrouds? And the answer is, of course they would. Of course they would. And it would be a nightmare. And bringing home all of the beach home with them would just be their own form of nightmare. And how many washings before you get that smell out of your shroud? And I don't know. But those are the things that I think about when I'm home alone painting sandcastles. So you can see I've gotten the bottom wash of all of the planes of sandcastle already filled in, and I'm going back and darkening places that I think would have more shadow, and just adding more definition to each place, just to make sure that it does look a bit more three-dimensional without losing those water lines. Normally in watercolor, you want to blend things and not get those water lines, and I want those water lines because they are what make this look like a sandcastle. And the darkest parts should be the deepest, and that will be the furthest away from the light, but it'll also be the wettest sand that is used when making a sandcastle. But I also, again, I really want to keep those water lines. So if you have already gotten your copy of Beach Day, I hope you have already found where this sandcastle appears in the book. And if you have not, well, what are you waiting for? I mean, come on, look at how cool this sandcastle is. Don't you want to know who built this sandcastle in the story, and more importantly, who is ruling the Sand Kingdom from said castle? Because that is one of my favorite parts of this book that I just put out to the world. And I hope If you haven't already gotten a chance to enjoy it, then I hope that you do and get to share that with me, either here in the comments or out and about when you see me in the wild. But either way, I hope you guys found some inspiration in your own creative projects by watching how I made one of my creative projects, and I will see you in the next one, Boo Buddies.